Merry Christmas. So I want to do a couple videos before I, take some time, spend some time for Christmas for myself, and maybe you'll see some people. So I wanted to talk about my favorite Christmas movie. And once again, Die Hard does not count as a Christmas movie. I want to talk about Home Alone and why it's great. First of all, as a Christmas movie, you can really just feel Christmas in the air. All the houses are lit up. Like this back in the 1990s when the movie came out. That sort of lighting was not really seen in a lot of neighborhoods. They show this is a rich neighborhood because all these houses are lit up just extraordinarily, and with so many lights, so many decorations. It was really cool to see. Not to mention, you see kids playing outside. You see them, on their sleighs and things like that, ice skating. It was really cool to see. Not to mention, you had the festival, the music, the church nativity scene. It was really nice. And you can literally, like I said, feel it's Christmas time. That's what this movie as a Christmas movie feels like, unlike other movies that are not Christmas movies. Also, really, the music, like I said, the music. John Williams does a great. I think it's John Williams does a great job of making the music sound very Christmassy. It does feel like the holidays. Not to mention, also the thing that makes it feel like Christmas is the opening scene or right after the opening scene where they're trying to go on their vacation. Anyone's ever had like a big family trip together and you're trying to go somewhere? It can be a real pain to get everything together. And this is back in 1990, before all the, social media and email, tablets, all that other stuff, being able to, I'll get my flight, get my tickets on, my tablet, and just check in there, so it'll be just fine. No, you actually had to physically go and get it. Not so much there, you had to physically hold a ticket in your hand to check in. Yeah, there were actual physical tickets back in the day. And so, that sort of stuff, that whole thing, getting together, trying to get everybody on board, trying to get, okay, you're going to be in this car, you're going to be here, we're going to fly together here, we're going to stay together this one night at this house, and we're going to go together. Anybody's ever had that sort of thing happen to them will understand. This can be a real pain, and you really feel it in the family trying to get together, all this, especially the adults. And that's why I think the Christmas theme of it, not to mention, outside of Christmas now, this movie has a really good message of never judging a book by its cover. With their neighbor, I think his name was Marley, because Buzz tells them the story. Oh, he's a killer. He's using the ice and keeping bodies and all this other stuff. And so Kevin, as a little kid, he believes it, like a lot of little kids would believe something like that. And it's really done well, where he's presented at first as menacing and very, scary, especially for a little kid. And then when he goes into the church, and there he is, and he comes up to Kevin, and he goes, very soft and gentle voice, "Merry Christmas." And they sit together, they talk, they watch his granddaughter perform. You get to see that, no, we as the audience were also wrong, as well as Kevin, about Marley. He's not this monster. He's actually a nice guy, and so it had a good message to it. And not to mention, this whole thing, as a guy who's been on the receiving end of bad rumors and bad talk about them, as an adult, I really like that whole scene with Marley in the church even more than I did when I was a kid. And so, also, what's great about this movie are the villains, the wet bandits, Harry and Marv. Joe Pesci is really funny. What's funny is, like, to me, is a lot of people think of Joe Pesci as the guy from Goodfellas, the cursing all the time. He's brutal. He kills people. I always thought of him as a comedic actor, because when I think of Joe Pesci roles, I think of this and My Cousin Vinny. So I had no problems thinking of him as the the comedic roles. And so when I see him as more of the dramatic and the gangster roles, that throws me more than anything, because I was, oh, that's right, he did do those before the more comedic roles. Oh yeah. And so that was always something. And not to mention Daniel Stern as Marv. Oh man, he's such a goofball. He and Harry, they have such great chemistry together too as bandits, as the White Bandits. It's so funny. Not to mention, there was a really good scene early on with Joe Pesci pretending to be a cop, and that plays it later. It was like, oh, he was actually scoping the joint. That's actually very smart. But then you see Marv, and he's a real dunce. It's this dichotomy, the back and forth between them is great. And let's get into what a lot of people think of when they think of this movie: the traps. The traps in this movie, they are really funny. And it's almost like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Some of the stuff that happens to Harry and Marv in this, and especially when they scream, especially when Marv's screaming, they're fun. I bust up laughing every time I see that stuff. Like when he's get like the blowtorch hitting Harry in the head, and he's just screaming. Ah! I just bust up laughing because, like I said, that's something you see in like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, and so that's their screaming is the cue to the audience. Okay, yeah, this hurts, but you know what? It's so over the top. Go ahead and laugh, because this is ridiculous, and I do laugh every time. Not to mention the stuff with Harry and Marv, even before they get in the house, when Kevin is running away from them. This is what this movie started what I now call the wisecracky kid trademark. Because back in the 90s, there were a lot of these movies where they would try to push this kid actor being the smart, wisecracky, joke all the time. Almost like Bart Simpson in a way. Because Bart Simpson was getting popular around this time too. And so you would see these sort of kid characters trying to be, who could outquip and outsmart each of themselves, basically, who could do that more. However, what they don't realize is that you have to make them kids first. And so when Harry and Marv first show up, Kevin's scared. He hides. He doesn't know what's going on. He's afraid, which any kid would be. And so you see Kevin grow as well as a character, as a person in this movie. Not to mention his first real meal, he orders a pizza like any kid would do and just try to scam his way into getting it for free. But then you see him taking care of the house, because one of the things he did, he jumped on the bed, he just got a bunch of ice cream and started eating it. It's like, I'm watching garbage and eating junk, you better come stop me. That whole stuff, that's what any kid would do. But by the end, he's making his own meals, even if it is mac and cheese, but it's something. And so Kevin grows as a character in this movie. And so, not to mention the stuff with the mom. The mom scenes were great too, because she's desperately trying to get home, trying to make sure he's okay, like a parent would. And so, especially when you realize, oh, I left him behind. And really, the biggest villain in this movie is the Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank's a jerk. And he tries to tell her, when she's panicking and really sorrowful with the fact that she forgot her son, he goes, you know what? I forgot my glasses. It was like, she honestly should have slapped him right across the face with that, because that was BS. But yeah, movie's great. Christmas time, I think this is the best Christmas movie. When I talk about how Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, and I made the joke of, people were saying, it's the best Christmas movie ever. I said, yeah, even if it was a Christmas movie, Home Alone would like a word with you. And yeah, this is a great movie. This is my favorite Christmas movie. And so I want to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but yeah, I definitely, when I get a chance, I'll see if I can find where it's streaming, or find an old DVD of it. I'm sure I have it somewhere. But yeah, What's your have you seen Home Alone? What's your favorite scene from it? I probably that whole scene where they're uh, from when Kevin shoots uh, Harry with the BB gun up until the treehouse. That whole sequence is just gag after funny moment after funny moment. It's great. That's my favorite scene. But yeah, it's what's your favorite scene in Home Alone? I have one more video I need to do because I did watch one last movie before recently, and I gotta talk about it. There's something to talk about. So until then, probably tomorrow. Take care. Bye.